This is audio file 20 from the question and answer book The Mancharians Newest Civilization, which deals with the issue of mankind's evolution as well as looks at the makeup of our etheric bodies and the importance of our evolution forward by learning our lessons in life. The information you will hear now is taken from the question and answer book, called The Mancharians Newest Civilization. All sessions were recorded in 1995 in Tempe, Arizona. Session 5. Sunday, May 14, 1995, 8 p.m. Mancharians, greetings. Director, greetings to you as well. Are you coming in Christ consciousness and in the spirit of oneness with the universal mind of the creation? Mancharians, we are the Mancharians and have dutifully come to prove ourselves of a significant nature unto the needs of you and your people. Director, thank you for your identification. We have prepared ourselves with more questions for tonight, which I believe you are delighted to provide answers to. Mancharians, indeed we are the Mancharians. We have come with a duty to perform with yourselves at this time in your time sequence as you know it. Director, yes. Thank you. Let me ask you this first question for tonight. You have stated earlier, you have come not only to assist us in our evolution, but also to tell us of your own evolution for our benefit. How did you evolve? What were your evolutionary steps to become what you are now? Mancharians, indeed. A very gratifying question at best. Did we not, do you think, step through the same loops or rungs on the way to our evolutionary conquest thus far then? As we have prior submitted to you and your people, we did preside in what you would call the cave technology. That of course simply means we did start at the beginning in our progression of experiences. You must understand, each atom that is being hewn out of the molecular structure of the creation must take all necessary preliminary steps, and not only for the experience to be taken back into the creation, but the experience of that, single at the time, when it does separate or splinter off into fragments, in order that that single atom would gain all the experiences and perform its own conquest back into the creation. For without the same experiences as goes back to the creation, then how would one progress to the point of being the creation and being the universe in order to send more little atoms of itself out to begin all over again? And here we have the progress of man, even on the lower planes, and especially starting or beginning on the lower essences, for that other duality must also be experienced. So here you do have experience on both sides of the coin. In order that man progress, he must learn his lessons. And he must learn them well to correct any error, could we say, and to shine him as you would buff a diamond with the clear cutting particles. And then the dust of the diamond, which still retains the positiveness, does fragment itself in with the negativeness of other aspects. And here creating a duality again in an alternate universal structure. So here we have again the progression in steps. And once you do make the final step up toward the higher realms, you will find that your process has greatly accelerated. Not by any means that you will find yourself at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, in the creation as a whole with the whole of the knowing and whole of the understanding. But going back here again, we do allude to the fact that many of those who seem not to have progressed as well as others, do not be harsh within judgment. And this is why we state, do not judge one another, because many of those who sit even with you around your tables, when you visit with perhaps your friends or your neighbors or strangers or acquaintances. You must remember, that many of these have fragmented off at different times, and have not lived, as you call it, as long as you have. Actually it is not in the living, but in the experiencing. They have not experienced for the length of time the amount of lessons, they have just not attained, because there is here not the amount of, and here we use again, on your timeline. So in other words, to recap for the understanding of you and your people, we would tell you, that many that are on your earth plane were splintered off, and not from the first splintering off the creation or the creator, which is one with itself, but rather splintered off those who have already completed their journey and become universes and creators, as one with the total body of the creator. And those are the ones, and even though you find them sitting by you, do not judge them harshly, for they have not put in the time element that you perhaps have. Director, thank you. What I meant when I said, Can you please relay to us your own evolutionary steps? Was simply this: would you be willing to share with us some historical milestones of your own evolutionary process? Mancharians, here, what you call steps we will exchange into our linguistics as experiences. You must understand that this is a pronounced fact that all experiences, they are the things which relate to the height of your evolutionary process. There is not one step that you have taken, that we have not brought back to the creation in experiences. Director, all right. As far as this planet Earth is concerned and the civilizations which have come and gone, I wonder whether you can please give us an overview of the Earth's history or evolution, if you will, including a description of civilizations as they have come and gone? Mancharians, and here again you do wish to dispute or rather concur with the history lesson, when we do know so much has been written by the brethrenhood of our choices, is it not? Director, yes, obviously you do not wish to go into historical details. Mancharians, we are the Mancharians. We have come to perform a duty to bring all truth of the universal concepts, as you would have it, those truths which are not often asked and not often understood by you and your people, as well as people from other cultures. Director, all right. We will go back on track now with our questions. Do we possess a multitude of etheric bodies, and if so, what substances are they made up of? Mancharians, the etheric bodies, and there we have a most wonderful question, are made of various colors. The reason they are made of colors is that they are made up of the pure essence of light. You have radiation, however, of a term of which you have little understanding, for there is the positive as well as the negative, which is so often used down on your planet. The spark of life is the very light, the very curvature colors which give your etheric bodies proportionate evolutionary conquest over, should we say, the partitions of time. They are not stopped or hindered in any way from going dimension to dimension, for, as you see, time and light are all the same. The speed of light, you have heard this concept often, have you not? The speed of light is what transforms the vibrations into higher frequencies, and so breaks down the barriers of dimension, and for this reason the etheric or that portion of the etheric, the astral body, for if you took the whole etheric body while doing astral traveling, then would not the physical body die, as you call it, and rot away, for there then would not be sufficient spark of life to keep it alive? Director, yes. We are told there is a silver cord which connects the astral body to our physical one for that not to happen. Mancharians, indeed. Director, end of file 20. Our presence on internet is freeearthsystem.net. Also, starshipfederation.atspace.com.co.uk. My presence on Facebook is facebook.com/Sentana-Ries. It is our intent to present to you listeners the words of the Mancharians from the book The Mancharians Newest Civilization in audio segments of approximately 5 to 9 minutes in length. Happy listening.